Welcome back to our channel Rare Coins, all world coin collectors and treasure hunters. If you're into rare coins and are always on the lookout for that hidden gem, today's video might just give you the inside scoop on a coin that's worth a whole lot more than its face value. We're diving into the United States Roosevelt dime from 1980. You might think it's just another dime, but trust me, this coin holds some serious value for those who know what to look for. Let's take a closer look at what makes this 1980 Roosevelt dime stand out from the rest. First off, if you've ever held a Roosevelt dime, you'll know it's a relatively small coin. This dime, issued by the U.S. Mint, features President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt's image has been on the dime since 1946, shortly after his death, to honor his leadership during World War II and his role in founding the Social Security system. On the reverse side of the coin, we see the traditional design of a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, which symbolize liberty, peace, and strength. Now, what makes the 1980 version of this dime so special? Well, the key factors that determine its value are rarity, condition, and any unique minting errors. Let's start with rarity. Unlike coins that are produced in small quantities, the 1980 Roosevelt dime was minted in large numbers, with billions of dimes being struck that year. So, in general, these dimes aren't rare. However, their value doesn't just depend on the number of coins that were produced, it also depends on how well they've been preserved over time. The condition of the coin is crucial when it comes to determining its worth. If you find a 1980 Roosevelt dime that's been kept in perfect, uncirculated condition, that's when the magic happens. Coins that have been in circulation for years show signs of wear and tear, scratches, fading, or even discoloration. But if you happen to find one that's been stored properly and is in pristine condition, you've got yourself a valuable piece of history. A mint state coin can fetch a pretty penny because they are so much rarer than their worn counterparts. Now, let's talk about errors, one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting. Mint errors are what set certain coins apart from the rest. For the 1980 Roosevelt dime, one of the most sought-after errors is the double die. This error occurs when the coin's die is improperly aligned, causing the design to be struck twice in the same spot. You'll most likely spot this error on the word liberty or on the phrase, "In God We Trust." If you notice that these words look doubled or blurry, congratulations. You might have just discovered an error coin that could be worth far more than the standard dime. Another error you should be on the lookout for is an off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned in the press, causing part of the design to be missing or shifted to one side of the coin. These off-center strikes can look very unique and tend to attract collectors who want something different from a standard, well-struck coin. Off-center dimes, especially those that show significant misalignment, can also have a significant value. So, why is the 1980 Roosevelt dime so valuable? Well, despite being mass-produced, this coin holds value mainly due to its potential for errors and its condition. A coin that remains in near-perfect, uncirculated condition or contains a rare minting error can fetch thousands of dollars. In fact, if you happen to own a 1980 Roosevelt dime with one of these errors, or if it's in mint condition, you could be looking at a coin worth up to $45,000. Yes, that's right, $45,000 for a dime that only originally cost 10 cents. Isn't that incredible? Now, let's take a moment to talk about how you can spot one of these valuable coins. When checking your 1980 Roosevelt dimes, start by inspecting the overall condition of the coin. Look for any signs of wear. If the coin looks brand new, or if it shows very little sign of use, you could have an uncirculated coin. Pay close attention to the edges, the surface of the coin, and the features of Roosevelt's portrait. Coins with little to no wear are worth much more than those that have been circulated. Next, check for errors. The double die error is one of the easiest to spot. If you notice that the text on the coin looks blurry or doubled, it's worth taking a closer look and possibly getting it appraised. Also, take a look at the design's alignment. If the torch, branches, or the date are off-center, that could be another indication of a valuable coin. Errors like these can make all the difference in how much your dime is worth. Now, I want to know, have you ever found a coin that left you wondering about its true value? Maybe you've spotted an error or discovered an old coin that looks in great shape. Drop a comment below and let me know what coin you found, and if you think it might be worth more than you originally thought. Today, we've got an exciting topic that could change the way you look at your pocket change. We're diving into the world of the 1981 Roosevelt dime, a coin that may be small in size but packs a punch when it comes to value. You might have one of these in your collection or even in your pocket right now, but did you know that this dime could be worth a lot more than just 10 cents? Stick around as we explore why the 1981 Roosevelt dime has some serious collector appeal and how it could be worth a small fortune. First, let's talk about the key features of the 1981 Roosevelt dime. The design of this coin has been the same since 1946, when Franklin D. Roosevelt was honored after his death. His portrait graces the obverse side, and on the reverse, we have the symbolic torch, olive branch, and oak branch, representing liberty, peace, and strength. But there's something special about the 1981 version that can make it stand out. While the coin may seem like a standard dime at first glance, there are a few factors that can turn this humble coin into a collector's dream. One thing that immediately impacts the value of any coin is its condition. And for the 1981 Roosevelt dime, the condition is key. These dimes were minted in large quantities, but most of them ended up in daily circulation, which means they've likely seen plenty of wear and tear. The dimes that survived with little to no damage, however, are considered highly valuable. If you're lucky enough to have a 1981 Roosevelt dime in pristine, uncirculated condition, you're already looking at a much higher value than the average dime. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins that are in excellent shape because these are much rarer than their worn counterparts. Another factor that adds value to this particular dime is the presence of minting errors. These errors are a collector's dream and can dramatically increase the value of a coin. While the 1981 Roosevelt dime wasn't known for widespread errors, there are still some coins with slight imperfections that make them unique. One error to watch out for is a double die. This happens when the die used to strike the coin shifts or is misaligned, causing certain elements of the design to appear doubled. For example, you may notice the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust" looking blurry or slightly offset. If you find a 1981 Roosevelt dime with this kind of error, you could have a much more valuable coin than you first realized. Another minting error to look out for is an off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned when it's struck by the press, resulting in a coin with an incomplete design or a portion of the design being cut off. Off-center strikes can range from small misalignments to more extreme examples where a significant portion of the coin is missing. These kinds of errors are especially valuable because they are unique and harder to find. Now, let's talk about why the 1981 Roosevelt dime can be so valuable in the world of coin collecting. Even though billions of these dimes were minted, finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition or with an error can be a rare occurrence. When you factor in the low supply of these high-quality coins, their value increases. The key to understanding why this dime is valuable lies in its rarity and condition. A dime that has been well preserved, or one with a minting error, can command prices far above its face value. You may be wondering, how much could a 1981 Roosevelt dime actually be worth? Well, for a coin that's in mint state, meaning it shows no signs of wear and still has its original luster, you could be looking at a coin worth as much as $38,000. Yes, you heard that right, $38,000 for a single dime. This is a coin that most people wouldn't think twice about, but if it's in excellent condition or has a rare minting error, its value could be astronomical. So, if you happen to stumble upon one of these dimes in your coin jar or collection, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. Now, you might be asking, how do I spot a 1981 Roosevelt dime that's worth so much? It's all about the details. First, examine the coin closely. Is it in great condition, free from scratches, stains, or discoloration? If so, you're already on the right track. Next, check for minting errors. Look carefully at the design, especially the inscriptions. If you spot any doubling or blurring of the text, there's a good chance you found a double die error. Then, check the alignment of the coin. If any part of the design is off-center, that's another indicator that your dime might be worth more than you think. Now, here's a fun question for you. Have you ever found a coin in your collection or while coin hunting that you thought might be worth something, only to find out it was a true treasure? Drop your thoughts and any interesting finds in the comments below. I'd love to hear about your experiences. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of American coinage, and you're going to want to pay close attention, especially if you love hunting for rare and valuable finds. Have you ever thought that a simple dime could be worth a small fortune? Well, today we're going to talk about the 1978 Roosevelt dime and why this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth up to $36,000. Yes, you read that right. Let's explore the key features, what makes this dime so valuable, how you can spot one, and why it's one of the most intriguing pieces in the world of numismatics. Let's kick things off by taking a closer look at the design of the 1978 Roosevelt dime. The obverse features the iconic portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. He's facing left, with his signature features clearly visible. This classic design, which has been on the dime since 1946, is a tribute to his legacy. On the reverse side, you'll find the familiar torch, olive branch, and oak branch, which together represent liberty, peace, and strength. These timeless symbols are a testament to the values that this country holds dear, making the Roosevelt dime a beloved and recognizable piece of American currency. However, the value of the 1978 Roosevelt dime isn't just about the design, it's all about rarity, condition, and the presence of any minting errors. While the 1978 dime was produced in large quantities, the ones that remain in excellent condition are much rarer than you might think. Most dimes from this era have been through years of circulation and show signs of wear and tear, like scratches, tarnishing, and faded details. But, finding a 1978 Roosevelt dime that's uncirculated and in pristine condition can make it a valuable treasure. What makes the 1978 Roosevelt dime particularly intriguing is that it's a great example of a coin that's still widely available, but finding one in perfect, unblemished condition is a different story. When coins like these remain uncirculated and look as if they were just minted, their value skyrockets. If you've been holding onto a 1978 dime in perfect condition, you could have a small fortune in your hands without even realizing it. But it's not just about condition, there's another key factor that can push the value of the 1978 Roosevelt dime into rarefied air: minting errors. Minting errors are a numismatist's dream, and they can be the difference between a coin being worth a few cents and being worth thousands of dollars. So, what should you be on the lookout for? A common minting error to look out for on the 1978 Roosevelt dime is the double die error. This happens when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned or has been used too many times, causing a part of the design to appear twice or doubled. If you spot this error on the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust," you could be holding a rare and highly valuable coin in your hand. Another error that collectors covet is an off-center strike. This occurs when the coin isn't properly aligned when it's struck, leading to a design that's misaligned or even partially missing. A 1978 Roosevelt dime with an off-center strike is a unique find, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for these kinds of imperfections. The rarer the error, the higher the coin's value will be. Now, you might be asking, why is this dime worth so much? Well, when you factor in rarity, excellent condition, and the possibility of minting errors, the value of the 1978 Roosevelt dime becomes much more than just the 10 cents printed on it. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition or contain errors are extremely rare, making them highly sought after by collectors. With fewer of these coins available in mint condition, the demand for them increases, which drives up the price. If you're wondering how much this dime could actually be worth, hold on to your seats. The 1978 Roosevelt dime, in flawless, uncirculated condition or with a notable minting error, can be worth as much as $36,000. Yes, $36,000 for a single dime. It's hard to believe that something so small could hold such value, but it's the rarity and the demand from collectors that make this coin so valuable. So, how can you spot a 1978 Roosevelt dime that's worth so much? First, check its condition. Is it well preserved with minimal wear? Is the detail still crisp and sharp? If so, you're already in the right direction. Next, look for any signs of minting errors. Double-check the text on the obverse and reverse for any doubling or misalignment. If you notice any discrepancies, you could have a rare error coin on your hands. Finally, get the coin authenticated by a professional grading service if you think it might be worth something significant. They can help determine the true value based on the coin's condition and any minting flaws. Before we wrap things up, let me ask you a question. Have you ever found a coin you thought was just ordinary, but later discovered it was actually worth a small fortune? Maybe you've even found a 1978 Roosevelt dime with some kind of minting error. Drop your thoughts and stories in the comments below. I'd love to hear your coin hunting adventures. Today, we're going to talk about something truly special, a coin that might just be sitting in your pocket or collection, waiting to make you a small fortune. We're diving into the world of the 1991 Roosevelt dime, a seemingly simple coin that could be worth a lot more than its face value. If you're into coin collecting, or just love the thrill of finding something rare, this video is for you. Now, you may be wondering, what makes the 1991 Roosevelt dime so special? It's not like it's one of the rarest coins out there, right? Well, you'd be surprised. While this coin was minted in large quantities, there are specific factors that can turn this dime into something much more valuable. From its design and features to the condition and potential mint errors, we'll walk through exactly what makes the 1991 Roosevelt dime a must-have for collectors and a hidden gem in the world of numismatics. Let's start by looking at the key features of the 1991 Roosevelt dime. This coin, like all dimes minted since 1946, features the profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. His portrait is carefully engraved on the obverse, looking dignified and thoughtful. The words "Liberty" and the year 1991 are etched next to him, with the iconic phrase, "In God We Trust," just below his chin. The reverse side of the coin is just as iconic, featuring a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch. These symbols represent liberty, peace, and strength, values that Roosevelt himself upheld during his presidency. But let's get into the part that really matters, the value of this dime. While most 1991 dimes are worth exactly 10 cents, the value skyrockets when the coin is in mint condition or has certain minting errors. If you happen to have a 1991 Roosevelt dime that's in pristine, uncirculated condition, you may be holding on to something worth a lot more than its face value. Uncirculated coins are those that have been kept in excellent condition, free from the usual wear and tear from years of circulation. They often look as if they were just minted yesterday, with sharp details, smooth surfaces, and minimal to no scratches or tarnishing. However, condition isn't the only thing that can affect the value of the 1991 Roosevelt dime. Mint errors are another key factor that can turn an ordinary dime into an extraordinary find. Coin errors, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or die cracks, are highly sought after by collectors. If your 1991 dime has an error, it could be worth significantly more. One of the most common and valuable errors on the 1991 Roosevelt dime is the double die error. This happens when the coin is struck twice by the same die, creating a doubling effect on the design, especially in areas like the date, lettering, or features of Roosevelt's portrait. If you have a 1991 Roosevelt dime with a noticeable double die error, you might just be holding onto a rare coin worth thousands of dollars. Another mint error to look out for is an off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned when it's struck by the press, causing the design to be misaligned or partially off the edge of the coin. An off-center 1991 Roosevelt dime can be a collector's dream, especially if the misalignment is significant. This is a perfect example of how a flaw in the minting process can create a unique and valuable coin that stands out from the rest. Now, why is the 1991 Roosevelt dime so valuable? especially when it's in uncirculated condition or has one of these mint errors. It all comes down to rarity. Coins that are well preserved or have errors are rare by nature. The more rare a coin is, the higher the demand becomes. This drives up the price in the collector's market. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for rare finds, and when they spot a 1991 Roosevelt dime in perfect condition or with a minting error, they're often willing to pay top dollar to add it to their collection. If you're lucky enough to find a 1991 Roosevelt dime with a minting error or in pristine condition, it could be worth a lot more than the typical dime. In fact, this dime can be valued anywhere from a few dollars to a jaw-dropping $34,000. Yes, you heard that right, $34,000 for a single dime, depending on the coin's condition, rarity, and any minting errors it might have. It's amazing to think that a simple coin, one that might be found in your loose change, could hold such incredible value. So, how can you spot a 1991 Roosevelt dime that's worth a small fortune? First, examine the coin closely. Is it in perfect condition, with sharp details and no visible signs of wear? If so, you're already on the right track. Next, check for any minting errors. Look carefully at the lettering and the design. Do you notice any doubling or misalignment? If you do, you could have a valuable error coin in your hands. If you think you found a coin worth a significant amount, your best bet is to get it graded by a professional service. A certified grading company can assess the coin's condition, authenticity, and value, giving you a clear idea of what it's worth on the market. Don't forget that a professional grading can help you get the most accurate price for your coin. Before we wrap up, I want to ask you, have you ever come across a 1991 Roosevelt dime or any other coin that turned out to be worth a lot more than you expected? Drop your stories and experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1991 Roosevelt dime and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another exciting coin discovery. Today, we've got a real treat for all you coin collectors and enthusiasts out there. We're going to dive into a modern coin with a surprising value, the 2016 Roosevelt dime. Now, you might think, a 2016 dime? That's not a rare one, right? Well, you might be surprised. While this coin may seem like just another dime, there's a specific reason why it's captured the attention of collectors and has the potential to be worth far more than its face value. Stick around because we're going to break down exactly what makes this coin special, how to spot one, and how it could be worth a jaw-dropping amount. So let's start by taking a closer look at the coin itself. The 2016 Roosevelt dime is part of the long-running series of dimes that have featured Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait since 1946. Roosevelt, who served as the 32nd President of the United States, is depicted on the obverse of the coin with the words, Liberty, the year, 2016, and the motto, In God We Trust, below his chin. His dignified profile is familiar, and the design is timeless, symbolizing the legacy of one of America's most influential presidents. On the reverse side, you'll find the classic image of a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, which are meant to symbolize liberty, peace, and strength. These elements have been part of the Roosevelt dime design since its introduction, representing the ideals that Franklin D. Roosevelt fought for during his presidency. But while this coin may look like your average dime, there's more to it than meets the eye. Let's explore what sets the 2016 Roosevelt dime apart. The first thing to understand about the value of this dime is that, in most cases, it's worth exactly 10 cents. However, as with any coin, its value can change depending on its condition, rarity, and any special features it might have. So, if you've got a 2016 Roosevelt dime, your first step is to examine it carefully. Is it in uncirculated condition? Is it shiny and pristine, free from scratches or signs of wear? If it is, then you're already on the right track. Coins that are in mint condition, or uncirculated coins, are far more valuable than those that have been in circulation for years, collecting dirt and scratches along the way. Now, here's where things get really interesting. The 2016 Roosevelt dime isn't necessarily rare, but certain factors can make it incredibly valuable. One key feature that has driven up its worth is a specific type of error. This could be a mistake in the minting process that makes a coin unique and rare. Mint errors can happen for a variety of reasons, but when they do, they can cause the coin's value to rise dramatically. Some common errors to look out for in the 2016 Roosevelt dime include off-center strikes. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned in the minting press, causing the design to appear misaligned or off-center. If you find a 2016 Roosevelt dime with a noticeable off-center strike, you could be holding a rare collector's item. Die cracks or die chips. A die crack occurs when there's a crack in the metal die used to strike the coin. This can leave distinct lines or patterns on the coin that weren't intended to be there. Die chips, on the other hand, happen when small pieces of the die break off and create raised areas on the coin. These errors are highly sought after by collectors who love unique, one-of-a-kind coins. Double die errors. A double die error occurs when the coin is struck twice, causing a doubling effect on the design. You might see doubled lettering, numbers, or other details on the coin that make it stand out from the typical Roosevelt dime. Double die errors can be especially valuable, depending on the severity and visibility of the doubling. So, why is a coin like the 2016 Roosevelt dime worth so much? It's all about rarity and demand. Even though the 2016 dime was minted in large numbers, the unique features we just mentioned, minting errors, uncirculated condition, and any special characteristics, are what make it stand out. Collectors are always on the lookout for rare and unique coins that they can add to their collections, and the more scarce or unusual a coin is, the higher its value tends to go. You may be wondering, how much can a 2016 Roosevelt dime actually be worth? While most of these coins are worth just 10 cents, the ones that feature rare mint errors or are in exceptional condition can fetch a staggering price. A perfectly uncirculated 2016 Roosevelt dime, or one with a significant mint error, could be worth as much as $38,000. Yes, that's $38,000. Imagine finding one of these rare dimes tucked away in your collection or as part of your pocket change. It's a coin that could turn into a small fortune with just a little attention to detail. So, how do you spot one of these valuable coins? First, inspect your dime carefully. Check for any signs of wear, and if it looks like it's been in circulation, it's probably worth just 10 cents. But if you have a coin that looks brand new, with sharp details and no visible signs of use, you might be holding onto something special. Next, take a look for any minting errors. Do you see any double strikes, die cracks, or misaligned features? These small but significant imperfections can make your coin a collector's dream. If you think you found a rare 2016 Roosevelt dime, your best bet is to get it graded by a professional. Grading companies can assess the coin's authenticity, condition, and value, giving you a more accurate picture of what it's worth. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin will be, so getting it professionally graded is a smart move. Before we finish up, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever found a coin in your collection that ended up being more valuable than you expected? Or maybe you have a 2016 Roosevelt dime that you think could be worth something special. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm always excited to hear your stories, and remember, if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting. Keep your eyes peeled, because you never know when the next treasure might be waiting for you in your pocket.